Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live Recruiting Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Today is for you Friday, August the 2nd, 2024. For us, it's Thursday evening, August the 1st, 2024. Keep that in mind moving forward with any today's, tomorrow's, or yesterday's. We might accidentally slip in there. Don't want to confuse you. I know you guys are unconfusable. That's a word I made up myself. Hey, on this show, we're going to get to some questions from the corner. We're going to get to some Habachis, some overdue Habachis. And as always, when they're here 100% of the time, they're with me. Mr. Cole Pinkston, Mr. Allen Head. How about you, fellas?
So you're saying when we're here, we're here?
100% of the time.
60% of the time, all the time, Cole.
All the time, every time.
How about you? How about you?
How about you?
All
How
right.
about you?
How about old Keith, our buddy old Keith Neighbor?
Yes.
Did you get that, Alan?
Yeah, hell yes.
He sent us a how about you? An audio how about you the other day.
Yeah,
while he was
funny.
standing in the rain covering Florida's whatever they had.
Yeah, gosh.
Yes.
When he was covering Florida's, like, anybody want in? Anybody? You? Anybody want in?
Listen, Jeffrey, we have been there. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, bro.
Listen, the past.
Unfortunately for Keith, he was there too.
Yeah, right. It's like he was at the low at Auburn, and now he's at the low at Florida, and
yeah,
I feel bad for him.
I
The last 10 days have been fantastic for Auburn.
Hey,
And
nobody can handle the lows like Keith.
Nobody.
He still handles it like a boss.
Keith knows what he knows. Hey, let me tell you something. If you haven't been paying attention, Auburn has been on fire on the recruiting trail. Absolutely on fire. And a big reason why, there are two big reasons. One is Hugh Freeze and this coaching staff. And number two, Auburn's On to Victory NIL Collective. And Brett Whiteside said it in an interview with us the other day, all of these members that are already subscribed to On to Victory should be very proud of themselves, should walk with their chin up in the air because they're making impacts at Auburn. If you're not, you can. Want to make a real difference for Auburn student athletes, join On to Victory. For as little as $17 a month, you can support Auburn athletics. You can enjoy some awesome freaking perks, man, like some monthly giveaways, VIP events, behind-the-scenes content. You've got early access to Fan Day. You get to go watch them practice when it's open for the OTV members. A lot of cool perks, and it's going to a great cause. And I'm telling you, On to Victory is absolutely making a huge difference, and all that's subscribed and members of the OTV making our jobs easier, because our jobs are a lot easier when Auburn is having success in the recruiting trail. So get signed up to On to Victory for as little as $17 a month. You can choose which sport. You can choose how that money is to be spent. 100% of that money goes to the student athletes. So head on over to ontovictory.co and join and support Auburn's athletes and get in on these amazing benefits. Fantastic group led by Brett Whiteside over there, and absolutely making a difference. Thanks to all those who are already subscribed to On to Victory. All right, fellas, let's see. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to get right into questions from the corner. We know what we want to talk about, but we want to know what you want to talk about, and this show is all about you. So let's go. BBP getting us started, excluding Derick Smith, who I'm guessing is who he's talking about. Oh, Jared Smith.
Jared Smith, yeah.
Jared Smith, who announces on Saturday. Who do you think may be the next commit to pop for this stuff or staff? Next commitment. How about you want to throw 2 or 3 candidates?
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's fair. Probably a quarterback, right? I think we all believe that this staff is pushing to get a quarterback into the fold. Probably have the best shot with Deuce Knight right now, but I don't think anything's said and done on that front as far as that's concerned. So then you also have to account for KJ Lacey or maybe Juju Lewis. Who really knows? But I do believe a quarterback probably is somewhere on the docket for them beyond Jared Smith.
I would throw Tyler Lockhart into that mix.
I was going to say Tyler Lockhart, and I know Sam Turner, the Georgia Tech receiver commit, actually gave us a date, August 8th, I believe. So I'll take his word on that. But knowing what I know about that situation, it could be a little bit quicker. We'll see. Maybe that's a guy, but I think it's a safe bet to say Smith is your next guy.
I think
But
so.
I think he's going to start another little hot streak for Auburn, personally.
I'm going to talk more about Sam Turner, the wide receiver who's committed to Georgia Tech. He's from the Atlanta area. He visited for Big Cat shortly after Auburn offered him a couple of weeks before that. He left stating he was going to announce a commitment to either Auburn or Georgia Tech, or reconfirm his commitment to Georgia Tech before August the 8th. I'm going to have more on that, much more on that, some juicier spills on our Auburn Live Plus show that's going to be out a little later Friday, probably midday, early afternoon. So if you haven't already, go get signed up for Auburn Live Plus. It also comes included in the Auburn Live On 3 subscription. We're going to get to a lot of good stuff in the Auburn Live Plus show. So let's go. Q2. R4. Something I say a lot when I'm golfing. Hey! R4. Defensive linemen are ranking pretty high on Cole's list. What list is he talking about?
My ranking for the class.
Okay. You're ranking the commitment class.
Right.
Ranking the commitments. Okay.
Let me pull that
But
up so I know where I have them.
Are they year one playmakers, Cole? Which lineman do you believe can make an impact in year one? You've got Antonio Coleman, you've got Jordan Crawford, and you've got Malik Autry. And that's about it right now, right?
That's the three. Yeah.
If you're just talking about making an impact, all three. I think all three are going to have an impact. I think it saves you from having to go so heavy in the portal this next cycle. Obviously, Auburn had to go get Phillip Bleedy, Isaiah Rakes, Gage Keys, Trill Carter, Kieron Crawford. You could count him in there. They had to get all those guys. They had to just to get to par with the rest of the SEC on the defensive line. I think you can limit that and go, all right, let's go get 2 defensive linemen from the portal we really like. And we got these young guys coming in that can help us out a lot. Plus the class you had last year. So I think they all contribute in some way. I'm looking at my list right here. I've got Jordan Crawford, number 4 in my class right now. He's the highest rated D lineman for me. After that, I have Antonio Coleman at number 7, and then Malik Autry at number 8. So all in the top 10, the D line, out of the 21 commitments that Auburn has right now.
I like it. Let's go. Decone 24. If Tyler Lockhart rejoins the class, will the staff still pursue Duke Johnson? Daryl Johnson, who is from a linebacker from, is it Buford?
Eastman,
Yes.
Georgia.
Okay. He is committed to Alabama. Also, what is the feel around Third Scroggins and Zion Grady? If Lockhart rejoins the class, will the staff still pursue Duke Johnson? Alan, what do you think?
Yes. 100%. Absolutely. He is a take regardless of what happens with Tyler Lockhart.
I agree.
Let me tell you why they're going to continue to pursue Duke Johnson, because this ain't oh, we got to have a linebacker now. This is, I'm fixing to make life miserable for you, Alabama. That's what that's about. And they like him at the same time. It's not that they don't like him.
Yeah, and I was going to say, it's obviously, number one, he fits the skill set for what DJ Durkin wants in an inside linebacker for this class, period. And so I think this staff will always take guys that they feel like add to or can create or be difference makers, right?
Yeah.
But beyond that, yes, the cherry on the top of this here is you're committed to Alabama. And so why not make Alabama sweat a little bit, maybe spend a little bit extra NIL on that young man at a worst case scenario, right? I take a little money out of their pocket. So I absolutely agree with you, Cole.
And if you get Tyler Lockhart, is Duke Johnson now more of a luxury? He's not as much of a need at that point, right? Or is he still like, you got to have this guy? You got to have that type.
I think it all depends on, and we can probably talk more about this on the Plus show, but it really depends on how you see JJ Falk. Do you see him as an outside linebacker / edge, or do you see him as a true inside linebacker?
Right.
Speaking of edge,
go ahead.
Speaking of edge, Third Scroggins, Zion Grady. What is the feel around these guys?
Still pursuing both. I think they're going to push to land one of those 2 guys. I'm extremely high on Herbert Scroggins. I think Zion Grady's a good player in his own right, and we'll kind of see how it all shakes out. You guys, and Jeffrey, I trust you and Cole's intel on this. Do you think it's a first in the boat type situation with one of the 2? Or do you think there's a preference to it?
I think there's a place for both, depending on how the edge board works out. I mean, if they get a guy like Zay Hardy, maybe there isn't a place for both, or maybe they pull off of one and go, I think we're okay here, and let's just put it all in on one. But
I just
I
don't
think
look
there's a
see
place
Zay
for both.
Hardy as the edge, is he?
He's an end. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's athletic enough to be an edge. What is he? I mean, this is a guy that's already pretty much filled out. I don't think you're not looking at him as a high schooler where, hey, he's got 30 pounds to put on when he gets there. I think he's where he's going to be. So if that's the case and he's 6'5", 260, and he's able to, bend the edge a little bit, he could play edge. But it's
Similar
up
to
in the air. It's up in the air.
Yeah, similar to like Amaris Williams right now. Even though predominantly he's playing 5-tech at this point, he gives you some versatility, maybe in some heavy sets, specifically to play at that outside linebacker position, contingent on what you want to do. Maybe if you're playing a Georgia, you would want someone that's maybe a little more stout against the run, depending on what they're going to have at quarterback this time next year.
I don't see a world in which Auburn tells either one of those two guys no, Zion Grady or Herbert Third Scroggins. I don't see a world where they tell either one of them to no. As far as of those two, I'll add on to your question, Decone. If the over and under is 0.5, are you taking the over or the under on those two guys? You going to get at least one guy, one of those two?
Yeah. I'll take the over.
Yes, I'll take the over. I had to think about that one.
I talked you into it, didn't I? You didn't want to say it.
It's a tough one because, I mean, if I would have felt better about Scroggins had he showed for Big Cat. I think of the two, probably Zion Grady, most likely. But man, I'm not ruling Auburn out. Get third back on campus this fall, and they will.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Let's see, J Rock Eagle. Who are your top two current commits with the most NFL upside? Good for one for both of you. Cole.
Most NFL upside has got to be
JJ.
I'm going to Brody Scholl.
Oh,
that's Brody Scholl.
That's a go.
I'm going to
go ahead, Al.
Go ahead.
I'll think of another one.
Malik Autry is going to be mine for NFL upside. When you look at the frame, athleticism, I think it translates well there. And then defensively, I'm going to go, I'm going to stay offensively because I think he is a phenomenal athlete, and that is Derick Smith. I think he's the other guy that probably translates best to the NFL. Whether that's as a safety, whether that's as a wide receiver, I think that's unknown just yet, but probably his skill set transfers.
So I threw a comparison out for Derick Smith in my breakdown of him, Alan. I wanted to get y'all's opinion. It was Kadarius Toney. What do you think about this?
Interesting.
He is slippery, man. He's more slippery than I thought.
And I don't watch as much as I love football. I really don't care for the NFL that much. I'm going back to Toney at Florida. That's what I see in Derick Smith. But my other answer is going to be Anquan Fagans. I think he's an NFL safety all day.
Yep.
Might want Eric Winters popped to mind too.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my thing with NFL. If you're a tweener, I wonder about you a little bit. You're gonna be great in college, but where do you fit NFL? Yeah. I think Anquan Fagans is just a perfect mold for an NFL safety. That's where I'm at on that.
Look at quarterback recruiting. JMK205, is it truly Deuce Knight or bust at this point in the class, or do you believe if a pivot was needed, would Lacey be receptive? I think right now I don't think it's bust. I think it's the focus primarily is on Deuce Knight.
Yeah. Definitely not bust.
If they treated the quarterback recruiting situation, let's go all the way back to Husan Longstreet. If they treated it as a Husan Longstreet or bust, they would not be in good position with Deuce Knight, and I think they are.
No, I mean, I'm with you, Cole. Look, and I respect several of the posters that were saying Auburn's just going to take 2 transfer portal quarterbacks, and that was kind of the route they were going to end up taking. Everybody I've talked to, there is, even if it's not Deuce, there is not any part of anything that I've heard that makes me think they're not taking a high school quarterback in this class. There are other guys that they like in addition to. they'll just kind of go down the list and treat each recruitment as its own individual recruitment, right? And they'll find out where that player stands and who's interested in being a part of this class. But they're going to walk away with a high school quarterback in this class. I feel certain on that.
Definitely.
Was that 5? Was that question 5?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Nice job keeping it going. Hey, we're going to keep going. Before we do, though, got to say what's up to our big dogs at HelloFresh. HelloFresh is back, son, and it's right in time for the start of school, man. If you're not familiar with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your freaking doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. It's fantastic, folks. No more endless recipe searching or spending money on a whole jar of spices for only a pinch. I do that all the time. HelloFresh gives you just what you need. Everything you need to make delicious meals comes right to your door, pre-portioned and fresh. Plus, it's included step-by-step instructions on how to do it. With summer in the rearview mirror, choose from a variety of menu options to suit all your needs and taste. From fit and wholesome to quick and easy, or vegetarian to family friendly, there's something for everyone to enjoy. I just got some crispy kicking cayenne chicken cutlets. It comes in a box.
I've had that
cooler.
one.
It's basically, it's fantastic, isn't it?
It is fantastic.
Fantastic. Absolutely love HelloFresh, man. For a family with 3 boys, 2 working adults, we love HelloFresh. We utilize it absolutely. And running a special right now, man. You can call, or not call, but for a free breakfast for life. Go to HelloFresh.com/freeAuburnLive. All lowercase, all one word. Use that promo code FreeAuburnLive. You get 1 free breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/AuburnLive. Go check them out, folks. You will not be disappointed with some HelloFresh. I promise you that. All right, let's keep
tell you
going.
what my favorite thing about HelloFresh is, real quick, man.
Okay.
You can cancel it anytime. That's what I love about it. Because actually, if you stay on a subscription with it, you will get so much food that you're like, all right, I might have to slow it down. Like, I can't cook it fast enough.
Stick it in the freezer.
I do that all the time, and actually, I've learned a lot of recipes from it. Like, I was not a great cook before, and I'm starting to learn how to do things because of HelloFresh. It's awesome, man. I love it. Just had to throw that in there.
I hear you, man. Personal experiences, man. It makes it a lot easier to sell because when you believe in something. Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
All right, let's keep it going. MP Bagwell, is Usman Choma still looking at August the 11th as a decision date, or later in the fall? Does he still feel like Georgia's if they push? I don't think he's Georgia's if they push. I think it's Auburn, Florida State.
I agree.
Agreed.
I think the sooner Chroma makes a decision, the worse it is for Auburn. Is where I'm at right now.
I would concur with that.
If this drags, I start going, okay, maybe Auburn has a good shot. But yeah,
agreed. And the more it drags, I probably also am a little more wary of Georgia as that continues on as well.
Sure.
My information is if this is a August 11th decision date, I would favor Florida State just slightly as of today.
I would not argue that at all. I'm going to talk more about Chroma on the Auburn Live Plus show later today. G. Russ, is there any real chance we miss on the trio of Usman Choma, Shakai Mills-Knight, and DeJuan Morris? Is that a real chance? Absolutely. And if so, what would the staff do? Well, Usman Choma, as Alan just said, probably defaulting to Florida State right now. Shakai Mills-Knight projected to commit to Ole Miss at any time, and DeJuan Morris already is committed to USC. He is from Tennessee, I believe.
Murfreesboro, correct?
Yeah, Murfreesboro.
Did not make it to Big Cat. Shakai didn't make it to Big Cat. Usman did, but again, a lot of buzz around Florida State right now. Although I'm with Alan, not by a lot. Auburn's right there, man. Auburn's right there.
I don't think it's by much, right? Like, and let me be clear on that. Like, I think that Auburn is still very much in this, but as of today, like if I'm handicapping it, I'm going probably 55-45 Florida State, right? It's that tight. maybe even less than that. Maybe it's like 47-53 or something of that nature.
Well, there's always going to you've got Alvin Henderson committed. If they do miss out on all three of those guys, it's not like they don't have other guys on the docket. You've still got Trey Kinkle out there. You've got the couple of other kind of tier 2 guys. And also, we expect Auburn to add one in the transfer portal.
Very much so. Very much so. And DeJuan Morris was always going to make a later decision anyway. Remember when he visited and said, hey, I'm going to take some visits in season, and he wasn't in a rush to do anything. Let's see how the season plays out with him a little bit. I think he's somebody you could turn back around on in the season. It's going to be a lot easier to get him to Auburn than it is going to be to SC. And does proximity to home start to play a factor with him as he gets down to the end of his recruitment? So that's one I'm going to just continue to keep an eye on.
Here's one right up Cole's alley. TC Tuggers wants to know, what's the latest on Babalola? Andrew Babalola, the 5-star offensive tackle, #1 overall player from Kansas. Any new intel or change of feelings, Cole?
Not for me. No change of feelings. I felt the whole time that Auburn was going to have a shot here. I still feel that way. Alan, you and I, we talked, and I think this was maybe like a month ago. We both said, hey, maybe Auburn, Michigan battle forming here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sure we will definitely dive into Babalola more when we get to the Plus show. But man, I just you notice. I want to say this. You do notice when Steve Wiltfong and Chad Simmons put out their updates. They mention Auburn. They need to do that. They know it's important. And while Auburn may not be getting as much buzz as Michigan and Stanford, I really believe that Auburn's in this.
And that is contradictory to some other reporting that was out there, specifically from Oklahoma and Missouri, that thought they were the other team involved. And I did find that very telling that in the national reports that came out that Auburn was the other school beyond Stanford, and Michigan probably the two schools that are mentioned most with him right now. And I will add some information when we get to the Plus show as well as it pertains to Babalola on something I was told today.
Oh, I can't wait. Auburn Live Plus show, folks. If you're not subscribed to it, man, it's like $2 and some change. You can go to the Auburn Live YouTube page, and right beside the subscribe button in the middle of the page is a join button. It's easy to join. We're going to be getting a lot more juicier, a lot more intel, a lot more behind the scenes on these Plus shows. It could be football, basketball recruiting, football recruiting. We're gonna mix it up. Gonna make it worth your while.
I've got nothing to add on basketball, so I'll be there.
That's gonna be the week that we take off, Cole and Justin.
Okay, all right, yeah.
There you go. Me and Justin, we can take care.
Oh
of it.
yeah. Get Justin on there for sure.
Collected bacon. Who is one possible flip target you can think of that's not getting as much buzz right now? Okay, let's see the flip targets. Okay.
I think Shamar Arno is
okay.
one who's committed to USC, and I've gone back and forth. I put a note on the corner about this Tuesday night, I believe. I've gone back and forth. I don't know whether to call him a take for Auburn or is somebody that Auburn's going to push for, knock down the door. You know our phrases on this. I'm starting to inch closer to Auburn wants this guy. And I do think he's pretty obtainable.
DeJuan Morris, for me, we just mentioned him. I think if I'm looking at a flip target, he's somebody who we haven't really talked about a lot, but someone I think that could come into play as we move down the stretch.
Not many flip targets at this point. You've got Sam Turner, you've got Deuce Knight, DeJuan Morris,
Third Scroggins, Zion Grady,
Caleb Cunningham.
Third Scroggins doesn't get much mention. There was a question tonight, but he doesn't. That might be a good answer to this.
Yeah.
All right. Not a bad question, Collected Bacon. All right. Haskins Lover 13. If we land Naeem Offord, or there you go, Cole, Shamar Arno, will that push Dante Core or Donovan Starr out of the class? And here's something I was thinking about earlier. We were talking about this before the show. There's this potential of a 105-man roster, which would eliminate preferred walk-ons. It would eliminate walk-ons altogether. You would have 105 scholarships, and that's it.
Yes.
And it's gotten some momentum lately, but as Hugh Freeze said in his first day press conference on Thursday morning, Nothing's final yet. I think you recruit as though it will be. We saw Eric
Yeah.
Smith, Derick's brother, get an offer. I think you recruit as though it's going to be. So I thought, man, if that happens, you're going to be allowed so much more leniency when it comes to developmental guys. You're not going to be
Yes.
seeing a lot of decommitments or guys, mutual parting of ways, as Keith would say. You're not going to see a lot of guys processed. You're going to see. Does that am I making any sense?
Absolutely, you are.
Yes. So the NCAA is one of the most unorganized organizations in the world, not just in the United States, in the world, and they can't come to a decision on things ever. So if you're Hugh Freeze and you're Auburn, you absolutely go about this as, hey, if they're going to pass that, we're not going to get caught with our pants down on this.
Right.
We're going to have it. We're going to have it ready. It's going to be a very tough situation if you get some of these guys and then you go, all right, they're not doing 105, so you need to look elsewhere.
All
But
right.
that's the business of it, and you cannot get caught in a bad situation here. You don't plan for the other way. You plan for them to do it because they've done everything else.
I don't disagree with you. And I don't make a habit of this, but I will slightly stick my neck out here for the NCAA and say that part of why they're dragging their feet is this is the scholarship change or moving to full roster scholarships is baked into the House settlement, and that has not yet been approved. And so until they go through their fairness settlement, their fairness hearing, and that the judge actually signs off on the actual settlement itself, I don't know that they can move forward with that policy legislation. So that may be the last piece there that they need to push across the finish line before we'll see this finalized. But I don't blame Hugh for being frustrated and not having any clarity as far as the phase-in process or what the projection is at this point. Because when you're dealing with ambiguity, it can be frustrating, right? And especially when you're talking about something as limited as roster spots can be right now, because you're going to continue to save for the portal. But you're right, Jeffrey, when you talk about still having the flexibility, that's 20 more spots for you to be able to use on developmental prospects that you haven't been able to utilize before. That brings high school recruiting back around to where it used to be, where you could take a guy and it's not a huge deal to sit him on the bench for 2 years. Kids, right? If you're not playing in year one, kids are getting antsy, man. They're trying to get into the portal. They're trying to figure out where they can get their playing time. But now this is going to give you a little bit more flexibility to take that late sleeper. And he may end up being a better player than the guy that's been a 4-star since, his sophomore year. But you just weren't sure on him. And all of a sudden he hits a growth spurt and hits. And you got a spot for that now.
Yeah, I think
it changes everything.
That would eliminate a lot of these pushing out of classes and stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, man, I'm not really on the side of it. I mean, because I think they've pushed it so far with the transfer portal and the COVID year and all these crazy rules that have come up now. They have to alleviate it somehow. And this is where this new rule comes from. And, I'm of the camp of it. If it ain't broke, of course, we're way too far deep now.
That's not much broke.
It just needs to be an answer. Just give somebody an answer. You got to figure it out. You can't drag your feet on this. It changes too much. I mean, it changes everything.
It really does. We'll see how it shakes out, man. Hopefully we'll know sooner than later. We'll see. Who knows? This is the NCAA. Actually, it's the politicians now that we're waiting on.
Yeah, the judge. We're waiting on the courts right now. Yeah.
Like, hey, all right, cool. That's better, right?
We closed last week's show. We got so far in depth of Big Cat Weekend. Totally forgot. It was my fault. Totally forgot Habachis, man. So we got lots of Habachis. And if you don't know what a Habachi is, you need to learn. It's the honorable plateau of elite posters. Led by, how many do you have, Cole? I have 10.
I'm counting them. I have so many, I'm going to have to split them up.
I've got double freaking digits, man. You go ahead and start.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, I got you, big dog. How about you to just_J? Just_J. These were my holdovers from last week. How about you to Dill Hole with a Y, not to be confused with Dill Hole with an I. How about you to Robert Dell 1? How about you to WDE 1984? And how about you, the big boy foosball?
Yes, that's a good one.
Those were my holdovers. So my new additions are, how about you to freaking E-Moss, man? Did y'all see the freaking GIF?
That's one
Or
of
the
mine.
whatever?
You go ahead and
Yes.
times to it.
Yeah, 100% times. Make that a cubed there.
I sent that to Jessica, dude. She just laughed. She fell out of her car, dude. E-Moss, big dog, appreciate you, man. How about you to LLH5, who helped Jessica in some business dealings? How about you, big dog? How about you to
Okay.
Harson's _recruiting_board? How about you, big dog? How about you to Horace from 3, one of my favorite posters?
One of my
How
favorite
about you?
usernames.
Yes. And how about you to Mobile alum, aka Lila,
Oh yeah,
aka Lila?
Lila.
There you go.
I told y'all it was
With-
Lila.
Alan and I were like, yeah, you know, the Eric Clapton song, Lila.
Yeah. And then Cole was like, "Hey, Alan, that's Layla, man."
That'd be Layla. That would be Layla.
How about you, Lila? All right, fellas, who's up?
Okay, Cole, you want to go ahead and go?
Either way, I tell you what, it was a big week, big cat, as good as it gets. So let's do 10. I have 15 total, but let's do 10 for this week.
Okay, I only got 4, so you go ahead and get your 10, and then we'll go mine at the end.
All right. This one, you know, me and him have had some feuds, not bad feuds, just, you know, in my years of this. I'm going to give him one because I think he's been fantastic lately. Big Sexy for AU.
Big Sexy.
I like Big Sexy lately. I really do. And Jeffrey, you're going to have to help me keep count here.
Okay.
Uncle Rico, 530. I believe that's
All
the
right.
second in a row for me. The CHF.
VCH.
That'd be
As
the.
in,
Like
as
Coach
in
U3.
Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, THE. Yeah.
As in pterodactyl.
Yeah. The T as in pterodactyl.
Alan, I know you were gonna get that.
Maybe
T
that's
as in
Hugh
pterodactyl.
Freeze's maybe that's Hugh Freeze's burner there, the CHF.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
TCHF.
Got
It's
it.
the THE.
Dude, I hear you, but I ain't listening. The CHF. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The next one
I
is
thought you were saying T as in the. And I'm going, what are you?
the.
All right, my bad.
All right. Next one is JPW 1029 in our Big
John
Cat
Parker
thread.
Wilson.
Yeah.
In our
Well,
Big
John
Cat
Parker.
thread that went over 800,000 views, had over 6,000 comments. I think it's on now.
855,000 views.
There you
Last
go.
I checked.
We had
Me
a few
too.
people that were like not into that, and they were like, "Man, it's just too much to read." And JPW 1029 stepped in and said, "Man, you're looking at this all wrong. I want you to think of the mods posts as baseball cards. You're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot of trash, but when you get that good baseball card, it's awesome." And I thought,
You're going to get a lot of Burt Ball Evans. And wait till you get to that Jose Canseco.
wait till you get that.
Ooh.
You know,
Do you remember when me and you were kids? If you were getting the Jose Canseco card, Jose was the man at that point, right?
Or Billy Ripken.
yeah.
Yes.
I like Greg Maddox growing up personally. It's a big Greg
All right,
Maddox.
so
fan.
JPW
Anyway,
1029.
Yeah.
love it. Braden, who is-
BRAEDEN.
correct. He's from Selma, and there was some fuss about Derick Smith showing up to Big Cat. He was a little late. Braden said, "For y'all worried about Derick Smith, as a Selmian myself, we're late to everything. He will be there."
And
And he was right.
100% he was.
What was the call name? Braden?
Braden, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Damn, he got
Just
in
Braden.
early to get that name.
Just goes by his first name.
Okay.
Where am I at, Jeffrey? Am I at 6, 5, 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. BBP.
BBP.
All right.
Is 6.
Always a good one.
Count E. Moss is one of mine. I know you already got me, but
Gotcha.
count him
Oh,
as one
yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And the reason is not for the same as yours. There was talk about Freddie Roach because we were talking back and forth about Derick Smith. Freddie Roach is his lead recruiter over there at Alabama. Email said, Freddie Roach dunked on me in 8th grade. Should have taken his legs out and we'd be fine right now. TC Tuggers.
Oh, yeah. Had a question tonight.
Not going to read his, but it was good.
Understandable.
Trust me.
Understandable.
Trust me on that. Where am I at? 8?
8.
All right. BM Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
always
on fire.
good.
BM Harp. And then Auburn Aledo. That's Auburn.
Spell it.
It's no spaces. Auburn, Aledo. Aledo.
Okay.
Sorry that took forever.
I got room for
important.
one more since you used EMOS.
All right. Tyler Justice.
Ooh.
Oh, TJ.
Yeah. TJ's a good one, too.
All right, Alan Head, give me your 4, big dog. Give me your 1 through 4 lineup.
I've actually got 5.
Okay,
but
then.
all right, so we're going to start with the first one is Rick P for his thread on the dinner that he had with Chris Roberts. Thought that was
Good.
a fantastic thread.
Right on.
The next one was Caitlin Clark, 22 fan.
Yeah.
And the
Pretty
question
good.
was asked, where is Alan in this Big Cat thread? And Caitlin Clark says, on the weekends, he moonlights as J-Head. He hops into a phone booth and turns back into A-Head come Sunday. Baked Ram for his, he was debating. There was a podcast that I'm not going to name that said that Big Cat was a little underwhelming to them.
Oh, Lord.
And his response was, I would rather listen to a podcast of Granite and Rice debating the 2024 election than listen to that podcast. I literally died. The next one is AU Alpha Eagle 89 in the Antonio Coleman thread that Jeffrey posted. Everything Gucci says, Cliffs. And AU Alpha responds, you want Cliffs on a 29-second video? He said he's thinking about flipping back to Bama and regrets missing their barbecue.
Times 2 on that. That is
brother. I died,
3.
man. Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
dude.
exactly what I was going to respond, or something like. And he hit it.
100% out of the park. And then lastly, Jeffrey Lee for just a little bit of payback for some people that have been salty on a different board. And I tell you what, let's make it 6. I want to shout out Andrew Bone, who's had some fantastic posts here as of late. I respect Andrew Bone immensely. And I'm glad his son is doing well because obviously they had a scary situation a couple weeks back.
Right.
But talked about how you never know, regardless of the fan base, you never know what a person's really about until you're in need. And then he had another great post on BOL as well. So I want to make sure that I shout him out as somebody that's just doing fantastic work there.
Bone is good people, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, I know it's all fans see. For me, Cole, Andrew, Tim Watts, Joseph Hastings, all they see are names. But man, they're really good dudes.
Yeah, we all get a good laugh out of all the fighting.
Yeah, man. As me and Tim Watts have always said, listen, nothing is ever personal with us.
No,
it's all professional. We'll get our little jabs into each other, and that's fine. We don't take it personally because they're really good dudes, and
they know it's the business.
And they're fantastic at what they do.
Yes,
fantastic at what they do. All those guys are. All the folks. All right, let's wrap it up there. We want to get to our Auburn Life Plus show here just a little bit. We're going to dive much deeper into Auburn recruiting. We're going to dive much deeper into Big Cat. If you haven't already, get subscribed to either Auburn Live on 3 or Auburn Live on YouTube, Auburn Live Plus. Just click on that join button. We will get to all of that. One more time, folks, man, if you like what Auburn's doing right now and you want to see it continue and you haven't signed up for OTV, get signed up. You can make a real difference for Auburn's athletes. You can join it for as little as $17 a month. You get a lot of awesome perks, monthly giveaways, all kind of stuff, man. You'll get exclusive savings on OTV gear. So head on over to ontovictory.co and join today to support Auburn's student athletes. Also, don't forget about HelloFresh, man. HelloFresh if you're busy. If you like home cooked meals, they'll send everything to you. And as long as your subscription is active, they'll send you a free breakfast if you use the promo code Free Auburn Live. That's Free Auburn Live, all lowercase, all one word. You get one free breakfast item per box while it is active. Head on over to HelloFresh.com/Free Auburn Live for free breakfast. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Again, we'll stay tuned. We'll be back later Friday with our Auburn Live Plus show. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Alan, for Cole, for Zach in the back, who stayed in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay that left lane. See ya.